they working out for you?
Yeah, that was a nice quick vacation read. I felt like accomplished because I finished the book, and it's just really good.
I mean, I'm still gonna primarily run international anyways.
I got it today in the mail, so I could mark my marks I had.
I don't want to be without sunglasses.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
What's that?
Okay.
Oh.
We'll call the meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Fiskus?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Kurt?
Yes.
Linebach?
Yes.
Noonan?
Yes.
Puffenberger?
Yes.
Barrow?
Yes. And Mayor McDonald has been excused for tonight's meeting. Could we stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We have some exciting news here this evening. Josh Sproul, Chief Sproul, would you like to get up and introduce our new sergeants, please?
We're too busy talking out there. Needs to be quieter. There you go. I'd say mayor, but acting mayor, I guess, and members of council, president council.
Oh, go on.
Uh,
No, go on.
I'd like to introduce our two newest sergeants tonight, the Maumee Police Division. I'm going to introduce each of them separately, just so you get to know a little bit about them. So to my left over here is Austin McDermott, and I'd like to congratulate Austin on his recent promotion to sergeant. Sergeant McDermott has been a dedicated member of the Maumee Police Division for the past 7 years. During his 10 years, he served on several specialized roles, including bike patrol, the Special Response Unit, and as a field training officer for quite a few of our new officers. He's also a certified instructor on the SWAT team, consistently contributed to the development of our personnel. Prior to joining Maumee, he served with the Rossford Police Department. He also holds his bachelor's degree in criminal justice from the University of Toledo, and we look forward to his continued leadership in this new role. So, Mr. Austin, you got your family you'd like to introduce here today?
You can bring them up there.
Or stand.
Sergeant, you can bring them up. You always have to have the picture, you know.
Well, we'll go outside for 1,000 pictures after.
Go down the row. This is my dad, Michael. This is my wife, Peyton. Mother, Jennifer, and then my in-laws, Steve and Renee.
So they had a little bit of a drive to come up.
Yeah, these two did. They about an hour. I'm from Lima originally, so
I didn't think they were coming.
yeah.
Good to see that they're here.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, and then after we're don't run off.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
And our second promotion tonight is Christopher Rutledge. I'd also like to congratulate Chris on a well-deserved promotion. Sergeant Rutledge has been with the police division for the past 7 years. They actually got hired together within a couple of days of one another. He's served in key roles, including Bike Patrol, Detect Bureau, Accident Reconstructionist. Before joining Maumee, he served with Walbridge Police Department, where he had the, I don't know if it was an honor or not, for a short time there. He was the interim police chief there. Before he accepted a position with us, he also spent a few years at Davis-Besse Nuclear Power Station for the security forces there. Chris also has his bachelor's degree in criminal justice from the University of Toledo. His diverse background, investigative experience make him a valuable asset in this leadership role. So once again, congratulations, Chris. And all right.
Sergeant Rutledge, did you have some family members?
You can run.
Nope.
I know that feeling.
This is my son Connor, my wife Melanie, my youngest daughter Tori, my mom Brenda, who was actually a juvenile magistrate for Lucas County for 20 years, retired a few years ago, and my dad Jim. My oldest is not with us today, but thank all of them for putting up with my shenanigans for the last.
Well, thank you. Congratulations to all the whole family for that elevation and rank.
On that, we're going to step outside and let you guys continue. I'll be back.
Okay, thank you. Next, would Amy Mendelson please come forward?
Over.
Thank you. And we'd like to introduce yourself and why you're here.
Sure. First of all, thank you, Council President Farrell, the rest of the council, for allowing me to come and talk briefly tonight. My name is Amy Mendelson. I am currently the Vice President of the Maumee Valley Historical Society, and I'm here just to take a couple minutes to share about the Maumee 250th semi-quincentennial celebration that we have been working on for about a year and a half now. The true celebration starts January 2026 and lasts all year long, and so we have been gearing up. I have a great committee that I have been working with. Jamie Narragon is with us tonight as well, sits on the committee. Nancy Gagne sits with us, and other people throughout Ohio or from Maumee. An exciting thing that just happened for our committee is we did receive a $5,000 grant from the state of Ohio to continue the work of the committee here in Maumee. We were one out of 125 communities wrote in for the grant, and about 56 of those were chosen, so we were lucky enough to receive that money. We are gearing a lot of our work towards what the Ohio Committee is doing. They have come up with monthly themes for each month in 2026, focused on veterans, focused on the community, focused on other initiatives throughout the state. So we are working on activities every month for 2026. We will be posting updates on the Maumee Valley Historical Society website. We will be putting things out in the Mirror and local social media as well to communicate the events that we're going to be doing. So just gearing up for that, and we're very excited, and we hope to get everybody involved. If people want to volunteer, work with our committee, there's volunteer forms on the Historical Society page as well. So we're always looking for people to volunteer and people to join our committees.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
what you do. Makes a difference. Now we're going to begin the committee of the whole. As council has in front of them their agenda. Are there any rules or questions you have? Councilman.
Oh, me? Perfect.
John.
Thank you, Acting
Councilman
Mayor
Fiskus.
Farrell. I just want to start off by once again expressing my disapproval for amending the meeting schedule for the summer months. I was against this last year, even though I went along with it. It'd be one thing to drop down to one meeting for uneventful years, but as we have numerous projects ongoing and more on the way, I think it would be highly irresponsible for us to remove any meetings. This would only result in us forcing to add special meetings to vote on pending items, and we have all heard the community's thoughts and feelings towards special meetings, and I can't say that I disagree. Last year, we had a total of 8 summer meetings after originally only scheduling 3, so there's just an example of how many we have to add. Along the same lines, I did want to speak briefly on proposed Ordinance 15. While I appreciate that it has been removed, I feel it necessary to state
Okay, go ahead.
that approving that ordinance would have been extremely tone-deaf given the current political climate and the repeated requests from our constituents for transparency in spending decisions. As the chairman of the Public Information Committee, it's extremely frustrating to continue to have missteps occurring that could simply be avoided by better communication. It's imperative that the method used for council members to get preliminary looks at the agenda be improved. We should have the ability to offer our feedback on proposed items prior to posting the agendas to public. A little foresight and review of this meeting's agenda could have resulted in proposed changes and thereby saved a lot of headaches and frustration that further eroded public trust in this body. This is a matter I would like the Public Information Committee to review as soon as possible.
Thank you. Councilman Lineback?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Councilman Poffenberger?
Yes, I guess I want a little bit more insight on how the dates were chosen for the adjusted summer schedule. I noticed in the past, it's usually a monthly choosing of dates, pretty consistent at the time of month. It seems to me that, we could prevent from that large chunk between July and August from happening if we adjusted to like June 16th, July 21st, and August 18th. With that change, we would be further away from the July 4th holiday that is, more people are prone to take vacations around, and then also it would be keeping to our standard first Monday, third Monday schedule in August versus adding a fourth Monday.
Okay.
So that was just kind of a thought I had on that and kind of wondered why.
So you're looking for the June 16th, July 21st, and August 18th?
You're just trying to keep a more consistent one-month schedule. If we are if we do end up voting this in, it would leave less, it would be more consistency in gaps and not such a large gap between July and August.
Okay, thank you. Councilman Lang?
Thank you, Acting Mayor Farrell. I'm going to echo what John had to say. I had some prepared comments too, kind of brief, but these are the comments. Even though council has adopted a summer schedule the past several years, I understand from some other council members previously serving that it has not always been the case, even though it perhaps has been a practice. But this year, the city has too many pressing issues to justify a summer break. We need all hands on deck to address whatever is needed to keep projects on schedule. As elected representatives, we're here to serve the citizens, so let's keep the regular schedule and even be prepared to have special meetings if necessary. That was the end of my comment on the summer schedule.
Thank you.
I did have another
Go
question
ahead.
about the street lighting
Sure, go
resolution. This is probably for Dr. Birch. So the resolution states in section 1, this is some clarification for me, that the property owner's share of the costs for street lighting have already been calculated and will be approved when the resolution is approved. It also states in section 2 that the rates approved last year in Ordinance 016-2024 are being used in the assessment. So whatever we had last year is being used again for what the 2026 requirement. Does this mean that there will be no increase in a resident's assessment for street lighting for 2026?
You have a new packet in front of you, Councilman. That's been changed. You called me this morning and we had it changed. It's a new item and a new thing on the agenda. It doesn't say that anymore.
Can you explain what it says? Because I did not realize that either.
Well, before, what was happening is, in the past, the council has passed a notice of necessity and the assessment roll at the same resolution. This year, we decided to split it because there clearly is a necessity for the street lighting because you have to do that every year. You don't have any money for street lights. Now, whether or not that roll, you clearly need more time and 3 readings to talk about what that roll is and how much it would be, and then you have 3 more public meetings to consider that. This resolution is just on necessity of actually doing a special assessment for lighting like you've done every year.
Thank you. Does that answer your question?
I apologize. I should have explained at the beginning of the meeting, Councilman.
I don't know if I have the correct one, but the one I was looking at, I thought this is in the packet on my desk here late tonight, that said, "And estimates of the property owner's share of the costs and expenses for such street lighting have been therefore prepared and are now on file." Oh, which said estimates of cost are hereby approved, and to which reference is hereby made. Is that not the
You took that out.
Resolution 011-2025?
It was supposed to be taken out, not that provision. I'm sorry.
So, and I also have that we're waiving the 3 readings still on here, on my agenda.
That still is on the agenda.
Okay. It was, I
Never
guess,
changed to 1 reading. Remember that, to reiterate, in the past, it has always been a resolution of necessity and the resolution of the assessment, approving the assessments, has been 1 resolution combined. It's not that way anymore. This is a resolution saying that, yes, it's necessary, and then you'll have another resolution at another meeting, and then 3 readings after that about what the actual assessment you're proposing would be. 3 public meetings to talk about that, rather than do it as an emergency as 1 combined resolution.
okay, so we should expect another, like something else with streetlights that comes up that will be 3 readings?
Yes,
To go
and it'll
through.
be on the amount of the assessment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I just still need, go ahead, John.
I was just going to ask, since it's the recommendation from the finance director, if she could weigh in on this as well.
Sure. So there's a total of 3 actions that council needs to take. The first is the resolution determining the necessity to assess for streetlights. The second one is determining the rates, and then the third one is the actual dollar amount that will be assessed. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
So, yes, the proposal tonight is just determining the necessity to assess, and there are no rates or total dollar amount associated with that.
If this is just to declare a necessity, is there a need to waive the 3 readings?
No. No, it's just for convenience.
Okay.
Question.
Sure. Councilman.
And this is maybe for the law director, because I might have the wrong one in front of me. I just want to make sure that there's nothing in Resolution 011-2025 over and above just declaring the necessity, that there's nothing in there that talks about which, estimates of cost are hereby approved and which reference is to made, hereby made. I don't want to end up...
No, it's not approving the amount at this point in time.
Okay, I think that probably answers the question. This is necessity only.
Correct.
No cost. Thank you.
Can I get one more clarifying?
Sure.
So I just want to clarify, so the next two steps will be in our next section. If this is the first step and there's 3 steps required, the next 2 would be in the next section, like the next meeting? Okay. Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
Jennifer's going to clarify, and I'd like her to do that. It's a little bit different. You have 3 actions that have to happen with 3 readings if you're going to do 3 readings for each. So
Okay.
it's 9 meetings.
Yeah,
Okay.
so the next step would be determining the rates. So I've asked for an inventory and status of our current, condition of our current poles that we own, as well as the ones that Toledo Edison currently owns that we're looking at taking over. So I've requested the status and condition of those so we can really plan and estimate how much we need to maintain those.
Thank you.
Thank you. And are there any more questions or concerns?
I don't think so.
Okay, I want to make sure I'm doing this properly. At this time, would I entertain a motion to adjust our summer schedule to the dates?
Isn't
I'm sorry?
Isn't that under new business?
Yeah, it's under new business, Gabe. It could just wait.
All right, then we can just wait to get there? All right, thank you. Are there any more questions?
Well,
I'm sorry,
can we-
Councilman Newton?
Thank you, Acting Mayor Barrow. Can we clarify what the 3 dates are going to potentially be changed to? Just so because I heard Councilmember Puffenberger, but I didn't write it down, unfortunately.
Sure, Councilman Puffenberger?
Yes, so I suggested the 3rd Mondays of June, July, and August.
Oh, okay.
So which is June 16th, July 21st, and August 18th. That's what I had it at. I can double check and confirm. But, so I was just suggesting it, we do normally do the 1st and 3rd Monday, but keeping consistency for, anyone else that, plans to come and knows that's usually our dates, it being that consistency there.
Sure.
Thank you. Are there any more concerns or comments? This ends Committee of the Whole. Like a motion to adopt the agenda.
Hope you have citizen comments first, then.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. I'm sorry. Before we have citizens' comments, I have something I'd like to read. We generally read this at the beginning of citizen comments. The meetings of council are business meetings for the purpose discussion by council in consideration of matters or issues related to the business of Maumee. The purpose of the meeting rules are to promote efficient, orderly, productive meetings and reduce disruption at said meetings. The meeting of City of Maumee Council is a lawful meeting under Maumee Code and Ohio Revised Code. No person with purpose or to prevent or disrupt the lawful meeting shall do any act that obstructs or interferes with the due conduct of such a meeting. Members of the council are allowed to speak under the rules set by this council. All comments should be respectful. Council meetings are not for the forum for personal attacks. The citizen comment period is meant for matters or issues related to the business of the city of Maumee. Thank you. Tonight we have Mr. Ruggiero, if you could come forward. If you could state your name and your address, please.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Frank Ruggiero, 1316 Anderson. Just like to speak a little bit, address a little bit of the safety that I think we lack a lot of. I, like you, believe that the crosswalk on Corner Street between East and West Harrison is an unsafe crosswalk pedestrian. The City of Maumee spokesperson said that the primary purpose of this island is to slow down traffic coming from a 4-lane bridge into a 3-lane street in Maumee. The installation of the island was an opportunity for the mid-block crossing, which offers direct, safe path for pedestrians to travel between East and West Harrison. But no safety for pedestrians has been considered. I know that you all believe the crosswalk's unsafe because you approved the addition of a concrete elongation from the island to the bridge thinking it would slow traffic, but it will not. And you approved $184,979 for that project. If the island remains, what is needed is protection for and consideration for the safety of the pedestrians, which could be young children from the adjacent schools and elderly that cross there. In that block of Conan, there are 3 large signs indicating you are in Maumee. 2 of the large signs are right next to each other near the bridge, and the other large sign is on the arch near the crosswalk. And there is an old sign on East Harrison with "Do Not Enter." I don't think cars are going to be jumping over those concrete things there anymore, but and there is no sign whatsoever in that block indicating caution, approaching a crosswalk in an uncommon area, dangerous and hidden by trees, flowers, and vegetation. If the responsible person for the design of safe pedestrian crosswalks in the city of Maumee needs example of safe procedures and proper identification of crosswalks, need not go far. Perfect examples are around the corner on West Broadway in front of St. Joseph School, and also across the bridge at West Front and Cherry Streets in Perrysburg. If proper thought and safety procedures were followed in the planning of that island, there may not been the number of accidents damaging property and life, or that the island was necessary. A lesson from this project would be that all designated pedestrians crossing an uptown area, such as the one in front of the village areas, are designed and made safe for pedestrians. The $184,979 for the concrete elongation would be better spent toward the safety of the crosswalks and savings to the city. I believe that the city of Maumee would be more...
You can finish your thought.
30 seconds here.
Yep, go ahead.
I believe that the city of Maumee would be more conscious of the safety issue if they take responsibility for any of the damage caused by any of their unsafe areas and situations, in lieu of ignoring their responsibility, believing they're being immune from being sued. And there's a lot of safety issues, in my estimation, and hazards in this city that we've created or you've created. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Mr. Ruggiero. Dr. Birch, since we have one, would you like to respond to that since we only had one?
Yeah.
Thank you.
The damages that everybody's seen to the island were 2 drunk drivers. In one case, there was a driver coming the opposite direction. The island had not been there, would have probably been a head-on accident. So aside from the safety of the crossing, and because it's not done yet, because there's lit bollards and stuff that go in there so you can see the actual crossing, I agree with Mr. Ruggiero that all intersections can be safer, but I want to make very clear that the actions of those trees getting wiped out and the bollards getting knocked down that were half installed were from drunk driving accidents. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I'd like to accept a motion for the adoption of the agenda. Councilman Fiskus?
Thank you, Acting Mayor Barrow. I would move to approve the agenda as submitted.
And we need a second. Councilman Puffenberg?
Thank you, Acting Mayor Barrow. I will second that motion.
Thank you. Call the roll.
Fiskus?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Kurt?
Yes.
Leinbach?
Yes.
Noonan?
Yes.
Puffenberger?
Yes.
Barrow?
Yes. We need approval of the minutes. I need a motion for that, please. Councilman Leinbach?
As Acting Mayor, I move to approve the regular meeting minutes of April 21st, 2025.
Thank you. And a second. Councilman Harris?
Thank you. I will second that motion.
Thank you. Call the roll.
Fiskus?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Kurt?
Yes.
Leinbach?
Yes.
Noonan?
Yes.
Puffenberger?
Yes.
Barrow?
Yes. I need a motion to accept petitions and communications. If there are none, we can pass that. I need a motion motion for the consent calendar to be approved. Councilman Noonan?
Thank you, Acting Mayor Barrow. I will make a motion to approve all consent calendar items.
Okay, and I need a second.
I'll second that, Mr. Acting Mayor.
Councilman Kurt, call the roll.
Fiskus?
I'm sorry, excuse me.
Discuss.
Do we have any discussion on that? Excuse me.
I guess I just have one question
Sure.
that I forgot during committee of the whole. Just these two items, like from the finance director, I guess I'm just looking for more feedback on why those were included in our finance committee meeting.
What was the question?
Just why these didn't go through our finance committee meeting, the two ones from the finance director.
You're referring to the new funds?
Yes.
They were on the original draft of the Finance Committee agenda. Dr. Birch just recommended that they be moved to the consent,
Okay.
the regular council meeting.
Is that it? Councilman Noonan?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I guess I just wanted to finish with any ones that are finance related. You know, we've got the committees in place to make sure we're going over them a second time, so I'd like those to stay and go through finance if at all possible. Thanks.
Sure. Councilman Noonan?
I just wanted to say, just appreciate that we're voting on the second reading for the project I am. I was just wanting to see if, excuse me, the third reading, excuse me, I'm so sorry, to be on the first meeting in June, whatever that is, if we approve the supper schedule or not. I am not going to be here on May 19th, and I would like to be there for that third vote, if possible. So I don't know if I should have brought it up at the committee, hold on, I forgot, sorry.
Okay, thank you.
That's all, so thank you.
Councilman Puffenberger, did you want more discussion or explanation?
No, that's fine. I just
Okay.
wanted to ask.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Councilman Fisher?
You're just saying for future you want?
Yes,
not
for
the-
future reference, I'd like it to, make sure it goes through committee.
Okay, we had a first and a second. Call the roll.
Fiskus,
Yes.
Harris,
Did we go through all the items?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Kurt,
Yes.
Leinbach,
Yes.
Noonan,
Yes.
Puffenberger,
Yes.
Barrow.
Yes. Under new business, I need two motions. Recommendation from the Finance Director, approval resolution of 011-2025. I entertain that motion. Councilman Noonan?
Thank you, Acting Mayor Barrow. I'll first make a motion to waive the three readings.
And I need a second, please.
I'll second that, Mr.
Councilman Kurt?
Acting Mayor.
Thank you. Call the roll.
Fiskus,
No.
Harris,
Yes.
Kurt,
Yes.
Leinbach,
Yes, this since this is a necessity only.
Noonan,
Yes.
Puffenberger,
No.
Barrow.
Yes. I need a motion to approve resolutions 011-2025.
Thank you, Acting Mayor Barrow. I will make a motion to approve Resolution 011-2025.
Could you read that through?
Yes.
Thank you.
Resolution declaring the necessity of lighting the streets and public ways of the city of Maumee, Ohio. City is planning to increase safety effort and replace dilapidated posts and fixtures. Excuse me.
Thank you. And Councilman Kurt?
Acting Mayor, Acting Mayor
I'm sorry?
Barrow, just 1 second too, for the waiver of the three readings. I don't think there's a sufficient number of votes to waive the readings, so this will have to be the first reading then.
Okay, we'll have to amend the motion. We'll amend the motion to, this will be three separate readings, and this will be the first reading?
It'll be the first reading tonight.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Alan. So Scott, would you like to restate your motion that this is going to?
For the first one, so this will be I'll make a motion for the first reading of approval of Resolution 11-2025.
Correct, thank you. And the second?
I will second that.
Thank you, Councilman Kurt. I'll call the roll.
Fiskus,
Yes.
Harris,
Yes.
Kurt,
Yes.
Leinbach,
Yes.
Noonan,
Yes.
Puffenberger,
Yes.
Barrow.
Yes. And then, Mr. Noonan, would you please read the resolution?
Yes, Acting Mayor Barrow, thank you. I will make a motion to approve. Well, do we need to do the motion to approve because it's only the first reading?
Yeah, it's just the first reading.
I thought I already made a motion.
No, that was one motion. Approve the first reading. Right?
Correct.
Yep.
Yep, you're good.
We're good.
So we're good.
We're good.
All right.
Call the roll.
We already did.
Oh, we're good.
Thank you. Okay, let's go here. Recommendation of Finance Director, two motions needed to support this approval of ordinance 013-2025. I'm looking for a motion, please. Councilman Pfaffenberger?
Thank you, Acting Mayor. I would like to make a motion. Do I need just a motion for the first reading, Alan? This is listed separately. I don't recall that being something we did before.
Yeah, you don't need a separate
Okay.
motion.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the first reading of ordinance 013-2025, an ordinance amending Maumee Codified Ordinance 169-25015.
And I need a second. Councilman Harris?
You want to finish?
In section 194.05H of the Maumee Codified
Excuse me.
Ordinances.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And I will second that motion.
Thank you, Josh. Call the roll.
Viscus,
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
Kurt,
Yes.
Weinbach,
Yes.
Noonan,
Yes.
Pfaffenberger,
Yes.
Barrow.
Yes. I need this is a recommendation from the mayor approving resolution 012-2025. I need a motion to waive the 3 readings, please.
I would move, Mr. Acting Mayor, I would move that we waive the 3 readings on resolution 012-2025.
Thank you. I need a second. Councilman Pfaffenberger?
Thank you, Acting Mayor. I will second that motion.
You. Call the roll.
Viscus,
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
Kurt,
Yes.
Weinbach,
No.
Noonan,
Yes.
Pfaffenberger,
Yes.
Barrow.
Yes. And we need a motion to approve in resolution 012-2025.
Acting Mayor, I do have a comment on that. Thank you. As I've stated at previous council meetings, City Council has had a history, until recently, of voting only on resolutions that commit the city to serving our citizens in tangible ways, such as by closing streets or utilizing police or other city services for some event that will be a public benefit. The multi-year support for Project I Am that we passed in the consent calendar tonight is a great example of such a resolution. On the other hand, resolutions that are intended to express support for specific causes, groups, or ideas with no connection to the commitment of city resources have been avoided. Avoiding such resolutions does not in any way diminish the importance of the issue to the proponents of those resolutions. But resolutions lacking a direct connection and meaning to a very broad section of our community should not occupy the time of our city administration and elected officials. We should focus our attention on providing the services our residents expect as efficiently and promptly as possible. I'm sure the time spent by city officials preparing this resolution, even if it's only 10 minutes, could have been devoted to more pressing concerns for our citizens. Now, I'd also like to add that with regard to the issue of NIH funding, which is, it's a federal issue, there are many policymakers and medical researchers who study and participate in the federally funded biomedical research arena that is the National Institutes of Health. And these people, there are many of those who believe strongly that the current system needs very serious reform. An effective way for people in Maumee who may have concerns about what is happening with the NIH funding should communicate directly with their federally elected representatives, because these are the people who can actually do something about it in Washington. Thank you, Acting Mayor.
You're welcome. Councilman Bach. And I'd like to interject my opinion on certain resolutions that we have passed or entertained. We represent everybody in Maumee, not one person, not one thought process, Republican, Democrats, and Independents. And each of those groups and individuals bring their concerns to us, what their concerns are, and they have very passionate about the environment, they're very passionate about business, they're very passionate about building regulations. People are also passionate about their own children and their moms and dads that have had a cancer and of that nature. I don't think anybody in this room doesn't know at least 2 or 3 people that haven't had that. This is showing the reaction to the support of the citizens who have come to us and embraced and support it. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Can I say one thing, too?
Yes, Councilman Pfaffenberger.
I'd also like to note that I think it means a lot more when I go to my representatives and I tell them about my issues and concerns when I can say that my community has also voted to support this, not just me, myself.
Gabe,
Thank you, I'm sorry.
I just want to make it clear. I want to make
Councilman-
clarification before. Is
Okay.
that right?
Yes, Councilman Kurt?
Yeah, thank you. I think
What about
well, not necessarily everybody, you don't have to raise your hands, but how many of you had a COVID vaccine? Okay. The COVID vaccine is a direct result of biomedical research. It was fast-tracked at the FDA because of the urgency associated with COVID. If you didn't happen to have a COVID vaccine, I'm sure everybody knows somebody that's affected in your family, it's affected by cancer or Alzheimer's disease. I serve the University of Michigan Medical School as on the review team. We review clinical trial protocols to make sure that they're safe for the subjects and that the subjects' welfare is being maintained. So I deal with this stuff every week, and it's a very important function. The NIH is a very important function of the federal government, and as Councilmember Huffenberger said, when we go to our elected representatives in Washington, as I am planning to do, it means so much more if we have something like this behind us. And no, it does not directly affect Maumee streets or the sewers or the street lights or anything like that. It does not. But it expresses our support for biomedical research, which is University of California, San Francisco just lost a $9 million grant on a matter that had been researched for a number of years, and now they were at the point of collecting the data and examining the data and drawing their conclusions. They can't do that now. They can't do that now because of the loss of $9 million in grant funding. Baylor College of Medicine anticipates substantial financial losses up to perhaps $80 million due to NIH cuts. And that's just two institutions. At the University of Michigan, we're very concerned about this, and something needs to be done. I don't know, this is not going to, the fact that Maumee, Ohio, approves a resolution denouncing these cuts is not going to change anybody's mind. But they did it at Boston City Council, and I'm talking with other city councils around the country to do this, and maybe a bunch of us can all together be the straws that somehow break the camel's back and get this thing stopped. Thank you, Mr. Acting Mayor.
Thank you, and Dr. Birch, you had something?
Yeah, I want to make it very clear, Councilman Lineback, no city staff worked on this. I certainly didn't. I did ask.
Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that.
And I did ask a professional in the field who does work all the time and has for their whole career with NIH, that there are a lot of people maybe in this audience that have the Watchman device. That's all NIH research funded to reduce stroke risk. There are a lot of people's children that I know are alive today because of that. And to suggest, and I usually don't speak out about these kind of things, but I'll tell you, I'm a cancer survivor because of the kind of medical research that was 20 years ago. Many of the friends that have had the kind of cancer I have not made it. And there are a number of people I spoke with in meeting for sewer meetings that are cancer survivors because of that research. This isn't, I just want to make it very clear, this was written by a council person, and no city staff did this, but the support of which, when I see people clapping that somehow NIH, that is not an important function. I think some of the people I'm sure that clapped felt it was an important function, but at some point, somebody has to speak out in terms of what's being cut from agencies, and particularly NIH, because the reason our life expectancy is where it is directly because of research funded by the federal government, which isn't the federal government's money, it's all of ours. We know that. So I just want to make those points clear. I'm fully aware of what NIH does and their mission. It's just that at some point, medical research will hinder as a result of this, and I hope that that doesn't affect anybody negatively in their families. So
Thank you.
that's all.
Acting Mayor Barrow, may I have a response?
Sure. You can
Thank you.
make it quick, we do have to move on.
Yeah,
Thank you.
definitely quick. To think that every dollar that's invested in research is really well spent is part of what one researcher that I follow at UCSF, he's a medical oncologist, a clinical oncologist, and a researcher, and he says the pause in funding is not the problem. The problem is the status quo. Every year, the NIH is giving out billions of dollars in grants in a cumbersome bureaucratic process that encourages mediocrity, that doesn't fund the most trailblazing science, is extremely bureaucratic. It's pretty much the worst way we can give out money, and we've never studied it properly. That's a person who lives in that world. I mean, I do not. But I think there's enough evidence to suggest that looking at what goes on in NIH and how they fund does not mean that the best research will not get funded. The best research, I suspect, would still get funded with changes. That's all. Thank you.
You're welcome, thank you. Okay, now we're ready to approve Resolution 01225. Could you make that motion, Scott?
Yes, sir. I will.
Sorry, Scott?
I'm sorry.
Scott?
No, Ted made the original.
Sorry?
Ted made the
Oh,
original.
I'm sorry, I had it wrong. Go ahead, Ted, thank you.
Thank you. Be sure. It is Monday, but this isn't Monday with Margot, okay? Thanks, Margot. I would, I move, Mr. Acting Mayor, I move to approve Resolution 012-2025, denouncing the proposed funding cuts to the National Institutes of Health and affirming the Maumee, Ohio's support for strong federal investment in biomedical research and condemning cuts for cancer research for children and families.
Thank
And
you.
I will
Second.
second that motion.
You call the vote?
Fiskus?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Kurt?
Yes.
Leinbach?
No.
Noonan?
Yes.
Poffenberger?
Yes.
Barrow?
Yes, thank you. Recommendation for council. A recommendation from council. I'll entertain a motion to adjust the summer schedule. Ms. Poffenberger, would you like to make?
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to adjust the dates to June 16th, July 21st, and August 18th.
And could I have a second, please?
I'll second that motion.
Okay, thank you. Call the roll. I'm sorry, do we have discussion?
I apologize. Could I?
Fine, go ahead, Councilman Noonan.
Thank you, Acting Mayor Barrow. So, because the first reading of the necessity of the lighting, what that sounds like to me is the second reading, if we were to go to the summer schedule, the second reading wouldn't be until the middle of June, and the third reading wouldn't be until the middle of July, correct?
No, we have another meeting before June 16th.
We haven't made meeting this month yet.
We have another May meeting.
We have
I
a
guess it-
second meeting.
Oh, okay.
So I guess the question is, will it cause any issues if we convert to a summer schedule with the readings for the street lighting?
Well, that will be seen if something happens.
We'll deal with it, and it's not.
Okay.
Thank you, Councilman Noonan. Call the vote?
Fiskus?
No.
Harris?
Yes.
Kurt?
Yes.
Leinbach?
No.
Noonan?
Yes.
Poffenberger?
I really would have liked an answer to that. No.
Barrow?
Yes. Okay, recommendation from the city administrator, authorizing the city administrator to enter a contract with Harlow Fence Company. I'll entertain a motion for that, please. Councilman Fiskus?
Thank you, Acting Mayor Barrow. I move to authorize city administrator entering a contract with Marlowe Hercules Fence Company to install 1,280 feet of 7-foot-tall white privacy fence along the south side of the Anthony Wayne Trail between Key Street and Walcott House property in an amount of $91,441 for privacy and noise reduction.
Thank you. I'll entertain a second.
I'll second that, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman Kurt. A discussion? Councilman Linebacker?
Yep. The city has plenty of capital needs: sanitary sewer remediation, water line maintenance, street repair, street lighting, as well as others, I'm sure. Aesthetic improvements are wants. We must be distinguishing between needs and wants and leaning into the needs. I believe that spending on non-essential projects should be curtailed for the time being and direct those funds toward our essential infrastructure projects. The proposed spending for this fencing project needs to wait for a more fiscally opportune time. Anything we can do to contain the cost of living in Maumee should be considered.
Thank you. Any other comments or remarks? Call the vote, please.
Fiskus?
Yes.
Harris?
No.
Kurt?
Yes.
Weinbach?
No.
Noonan?
Yes.
Pfaffenberger?
Yes.
Barrow?
Yes. Thank you. We have mayor and council members' comments. We'll start with Councilman Fiskus.
Thank you, Acting Mayor. I just want to reiterate that I would like to have a Public Information Committee meeting. I will speak with council members Noonan and Pfaffenberger. We'll set something up. Also need to set up a Parks meeting with the pool season rapidly approaching, so I will be reaching out to council members Kurt and Harris for that. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Councilman Harris?
Yeah, just want to say congratulations to Sergeant McDermott and Rutledge on their promotions to sergeant. And to all the mothers out there this Sunday, we're celebrating you. Appreciate everything you guys do for your kids. I know my mom and wife are hardworking mothers, and they definitely deserve the appreciation on that day. So appreciate all you as well for all the hard work you did with your kids. Thank you.
And Councilman Kurt?
Thank you. I this afternoon, as I was getting ready for the meeting, I read the Mondays with Margot newsletter, and as always, it was very informative. But I think it was on the last page, toward they weren't pages, but toward the end of your newsletter, you made some observations about threats and intimidation and so forth, and stuff going on in social media, and the mayor has an effort to combat that sort of thing. I just wanted to thank you, Council Member Pfaffenberger, because that has been a problem for some of us, and it's not necessary, and that sort of thing is not necessary, and I'm glad you brought it to the attention of the people of Maumee. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Lineback?
Thank you, Acting Mayor Barrow. So tonight, we passed Ordinance 013-2025, and it was introduced as a first reading. This ordinance is meant to control the costs of processing annual income tax returns by the city. It's focused on improving the efficiency of our city operations, and that's a good thing. We want to be efficient. However, we do wish to hear from businesses that will be affected by this proposed procedural change, knowing if it poses any challenges or hardships. Why? Because the staff we have in place are here to serve you, not the other way around. This is a first reading, so please, if we want to hear what you have to think about it, then that's first item. Second item is just I'm excited to see what we'll be doing to celebrate our amazing country and its history over this upcoming year in 2026 that we heard from Ms. Mendelson. There's a lot of great stories to share. So thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Noonan?
Thank you, Acting Mayor Barrow. First thing, I want to give kudos to the Maumee Little League. I know that they weren't able to do any games, but I heard the parade went off pretty well. As always, I'm usually, there and help prep and set up, but unfortunately I had a funeral for an aunt, and then my brother had his UT graduation after that, so I was unable to get there, but kudos to everybody that was making that parade successful, even through the rainy day. Also, congratulations to the sergeants. That'll be it. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Puffenberger.
Thanks. Actually, that piece at the bottom of my email, it's an article, and I've had it up there for a good bit, as we've been, dealing with that sort of thing for quite a while now. But I thank you, Ted. Yeah, right before I came here, I went past Ford Field, and my son's has moved on from Maumee Little League Baseball, but that was a big part of our life for a very long time, and I had a smile on my face seeing everyone at the field today getting ready for a game. I look forward to seeing the activity there that we always see for the next few months. That baseball program is a great thing for the kids. I missed the parade because I was out of town for another sporting event. I think that's it. Thanks.
Thank you. I just have a couple of comments. There's so many amenities that we have in Maumee that we take care of, and you may not be a fan of it. You may not care about the towpath. You may not care about the dugouts for Little League or the new parking lot at Ford or a fence down the trail. That's the expense that it is. But all of these things, even though you say, well, what if I get out of it? I should have had this paid for out of that fund or that paid for out of this fund. It's not how it works in the city. You have to make the whole picture of Maumee look and be presentable and where people want to come to move. I talked to 2 people on our street. They moved from out of state to come to Maumee because they wanted to come here. They wanted to live it. They love live here. They love everything that we've done. Now, I'm sure they don't love all the Facebook stuff, but they do love the pristineness of the trail. They do love the trees. The trees, everything's connected, and I'd be happy to sit down and talk to anybody in here as a group or single, as one-on-one, to talk about everything that we did and why. I won't stand up here or sit up here and speak for half of an hour on that, because it's a lot. And after I've had these discussions with people, they say, oh, I didn't know that. And of course you didn't, because there's so much happening. But the trees have a purpose, the closeness of the trees have a purpose, the fencing has a purpose. It's for better living for every citizen in Maumee. Thank you. And with that, we'll entertain a motion to go into executive session for pending litigation and personnel. Mr. Councilman Harris.
Thank you, Acting Mayor Barrow. I move to go to executive session for pending litigation and personnel.
And a second, please.
Just second that,
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor.
Councilman Kurt, a second. Call the roll.
Fiskus?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Kurt?
Yes.
Weinbach?
Yes.
Noonan?
Yes.
Pufferberger?
Yes.
Barrow?
Yes. And there won't be any action taken and when we come out of executive session, so you don't have to stick around if you don't want to. Thank you. Well, we did. We have a process where people come and fill a card out before the meeting. We changed that some time ago. Thank you.
We'll talk about it later.